yeah, I'm here waiting in a parking garage because I'm going to eat in Tyler, by the way. So I'm going to eat a quick dinner, and then I'm going to go back here to cover a story for the Tyler Loop, which gives me time to catch up with you because it has been one heck of a week. It's always been one heck of a week. And if you have a busy job, I guess like I do, you always wind up busy. I have worked jobs that were not as kind to creative pursuits as this one, and I know a lot of you, like people in retail jobs or with non-creative jobs or differently creative jobs. It's tough to have that energy when it comes to like the weekend or your days off, that you really have the energy to do what you want to do, to pursue your art. It's honestly really tempting to say, I just can't do it. There's too much going on. I just don't have the energy to be an artist or whatever. But there are some things you can do. Get good at your job. That way you don't have to give it as much attention and time. And also, that also goes for getting good at Photoshop or technique. And that's where technique is your friend. I save untold hours having improved my technique, and a lot of that came by way of torture when I worked a full day at a newspaper, and then I went home and edited a concert and stuff, and there were some rough nights, but I learned it, and there's way better stuff available like YouTube. I didn't have YouTube when I was learning Photoshop. You have no excuse for not speeding up that workflow. That's why you learn technique, one of the reasons, because it gets it out of the way. Another thing that's real simple for you to do that saves you a lot of time and helps you keep your creative life organized when you just don't have much time. Number 2 of my tips is get a calendar, a paper calendar that you can write on. If you're really super addicted to your iPad or iPhone, use that. But the paper calendar is just great. It helps you visualize it. It's always there. It can be in your hand. It can be your guidebook. And I learned this from being in grad school too. It helps you organize your life maybe better than you realize, but it also helps you. It's like, oh, I can put my shoot with so-and-so on that day and so-and-so this day, and you can kind of see the holes in your schedule where you could fit things in feasibly and not burn yourself out, but also give yourself the ability to maximize the time in your schedule. On that note, I would get a sketchbook, like one of those blank page spiral bound sketchbooks that you can get for a couple of bucks. Another tip would be to experiment freely. This is in the vein of the first one. Experiment freely so you have your tools available to you. You build them up over time, and they you don't necessarily use them when you're learning them, but they're going to be there for you when you do learn them, and it's going to be super useful. I know this isn't like solving your work-life conundrum, but it's a lot to do with how I have been able to utilize my time despite being incredibly busy with work all the time. I'm just going to make this real quick before I concentrate on driving home. I am tired. I did the picture for the Tyler Loop at sunset. It was very bright. There was a lot of equipment lugging. I'm so glad I got some bags that are helpful. I'll actually talk about those soon because I'm going to do a post about my equipment. But I think the thing that will most get you through, my 5th tip about surviving the workload, is that you absolutely have to be completely passionate about what you're doing. And that sounds silly or unrealistic, but you've got to really love it. If you don't really love it, think about why you don't love it, or think about what you do really love. Because you're not gonna want to burn your body up for something that you're not completely into. I'm home. It's almost 9 o'clock. I can't remember if it was my mentor / friend, Rufus Lovett, who said it, but or if he was talking about someone else. But the idea of the story was that if you're not completely exhausted when you get in the car, when you get home from your shoot, you didn't put out enough effort. I hope that's true. This is where I leave off. If you like what you see, click subscribe, smash the like button as they say, and lights out. See ya.